Do you ever wonder why is it that Z-imageurbo makes your character loras not work? Do you want to fix that? You're in luck!
Hi everyone, how are you doing? I bet you're trying to make sure that your character loras in Z-imageurbo are working and they are following the exact likeness of your dataset, but sometimes it just doesn't work. Today, I think I'm going to be able to help you with that. I made a character lora and I made a style lora. And I noticed that my character lora is not exact. I mean, this is good. Like, this is exactly looking like my dataset. But sometimes it doesn't, and I'll tell you why. But before we go into that, I would like to say thank you for everybody who has joined my YouTube channel. You guys are awesome. I never thought that I'm gonna get this many subscribers with these videos. And thank you for joining the Discord. And because this is about a lora that's kind of a size that I can't really upload to Discord, I would like to say thank you for everybody who joined the Patreon, because you might have to come to Patreon if you want the lora itself. This is gonna be in the free tier, so you don't have to pay for it. There's no paywall. I'm not paywalling you guys. This is free, and it's free because I own everything in it. It's gonna be down here in the bottom. I'm gonna upload the 2600 step version, which I am using in this video with the examples that you're gonna see. And I'm gonna upload the 3000 step version, which is a little bit stronger, and you can decide which one you like more. And let's go back to the video itself. So this character lora is used on Z-imageurbo with 8 steps. And currently it gives you this quality, which is very close to the likeness of my dataset that you can see here, like this is part of the dataset. But this is only possible because I am using a style lora. If I turn off my style lora and I run the whole thing again, you can see that my likeness is gonna be gone. Well, I mean, technically I can gain back some of the likeness if I put this onto 1, like full. But right now it's like okay, but it really doesn't look like her. And the fact is that this is happening because the model apparently has to pay attention to the environment or something. And if I actually use a style lora that is about realistic and real places and stuff, the model doesn't have to pay attention to the environment or so. I don't know. I read about it, but I am not super aware of what the hell is happening. I just know that what I used in the dataset worked. And what I used in the dataset was a bunch of my old landscape images, cityscape images, architecture images, and travel images that I created as a professional photographer when I was a professional photographer. And then I just kept them because they looked amazing. And because those images were color graded, you can see the color grading improvement on the pictures as well when I run them. So this is good. But now I run it with the thing on, and it gives back the likeness of our character. It doesn't ruin our picture. It doesn't make it washed out. It doesn't make the colors disappear. It just gives us back the likeness of the character that it's supposed to look like. And I tested it on multiple environments, tested it on multiple angles, and I tested it on a completely different character as well, which is a fantasy character from... This is just a random lora from Generative Ai for Alita the Battle Angel. It's fine. I mean, Alita was mainly fantasy, so mixing my realistic lora set, which is a style, with Alita, I guess it's fine, but without it looks bad. And there is this one, which is a more realism type, but it's still really good with the color grading because of my images were color graded that I ran inside the dataset. Most of my images were daylight and sunset, sunrise images, which gave it the golden hour characteristics. But also I have used nighttime images, about 25 to 30%, which actually gives us a little bit of help if you want to create a nighttime photography for cities or like a scenery, like a landscape or something. And if you want to use it for character loras, it's perfect. And if you want to use it for stylizing a environment without characters, that is going to work as well. What I noticed is that some of the loras, I mean, they're not mine. So if I download something from Generative Ai, because of their training method, some of them are really not that good mixed together, but they work individually with the style image. And I think it's because a character image that's trained differently compared to my character image, might not agree with my character image and might need different settings here. I guess if you mix them together, eventually Z-imageurbo just falls apart. But if we are talking about the likeness for the specific character that you want to achieve, we have that. I actually made that. So the character loras are going to be improved with this, and you are just free to download it. And also it works on Z-image base as well. That's also kind of important to say, that it works on Z-image base as well. And here are my settings. What you need to be aware of, that I have a 5090. So the 5090 has like 32 gigs of VRAM, which means my quantization, I just don't need that. Normally people with, I think, less than 24 gigs, because if you have like a 4090, you would probably still don't need this. Maybe even a 3090 with 24 gigs still don't need this, especially for like smaller data sets. But if you have a lower VRAM card, you might need to turn on the float 8 quantization, or you may need even one of these if you have like a even smaller VRAM, like less than 16 or less than 12 gigabytes if you're training. I also read that in theory, the worse the quantization have to be, I guess the stronger the quantization have to be, that's like a more accurate way to see it, the less likeness you can train into the style Lora. It's still gonna be fine, but it's just gonna be like weaker or something. I don't really know. I didn't really read too much into it. I just know that like the more you have to use this, the less strong the Lora is going to be or something. I guess you can like fix it with like learning rate. You need to read into it if you have like a super weak card. I know that it's still possible to make really good Loras with weaker cards as well. Plus, there is also something super important. You can just train on 256 by 256 images, because this is a style Lora. So even if you have like a really tiny video card and you just use it on 256 by 256, I guess in theory, you never need to go lower than this. In theory, don't take this as like a super 100% sure advice, okay? By the way, I trained it on 1024 by 1024. I trained it on like my style. This is the Lena image set that I showed you, my character. And I just called it PGS, like, PGC, Prime Giggle Clips style. If you have like low VRAM, as I said, you don't just need to turn this on, but maybe you need to turn this on as well. There's other stuff that you can actually save on to make sure that your card can run the testing and card can run the Lora training and everything else. But if you don't want to make stuff for yourself, you just want to improve the quality of some of the Loras that you are getting from somewhere, I am sure that this is going to be a satisfactory for you as well. And as I've said, I'm only using my Lora right now on 0.6, because if I put it higher, it's like, I mean, I can, it's just, you just don't need it, but I can do that. And you can see that it's just going to be on the same likeness, not really going to change much. And it's still on like 8 steps. So we're still doing it like super fast. See, like it literally makes no difference. So I can literally just pull it down to 0.6. And because of this one really cool Lora that I made. In theory, you can make it yourself, as I said, but in theory also, this is like a normal thing, because you are creating an environmental Lora and you're creating a character Lora, and they are complementing each other in a way where it just works. So if you want to try it, just come to my Patreon and download it from here. You can download any version. I'm gonna upload a like, if you go in here, you can see like all these settings, and I'm just gonna copy this into a text file and I'm gonna upload it here as well. So it's gonna be a 2600 step Lora, a full 3000 step Lora, and a txt file. And I'm gonna upload the very basic workflow as well to Patreon. I guess with the exception of the Lora itself, you can find most of these things in Discord as well if you're part of the Discord. And for the Lora, sorry, you just have to go to Patreon, because I just don't really want to bother with any other platforms as of this moment. Patreon is more reliable than anything, and Patreon is actually working in most countries compared to Civic AI, because that doesn't. So there is that as well. That's a problem. And just on the off chance that for some reason Civic AI works on a country where Patreon doesn't work, which is probably impossible, but let me know and then I'll just upload it on Generative AI as well. Yeah, just let me know in the comments. And about the video that I promised, you can also see that there's like a lot of other workflows open here. I am making a comparison between LTX video to video and one vase and one scale. I'm trying to figure out which one would be better for what, and I'm gonna upload that video on Friday, hopefully, maybe Saturday, worst case scenario. And I hope I'm gonna be able to help you guys with that too, because I promised in my previous video. And the video after that is probably going to be a Z-image video where I am going to show you some small editing things that you can do with Z-image or Z-imageurbo, because there is some cool stuff that you can do with that model, even though if it's not really an editing model either way. It doesn't matter because you can just do that. Thank you for watching. I hope I could help you. I hope you're gonna enjoy my Lora. I hope I could help you with some of these settings to make your own Lora, hopefully. And if you wanna see kind of how this thing works, I think I have a Ostris AI-toolkit video here, but I'm not sure for what Lora as of this moment. I think it's for Flux to Klein, maybe. But anyways, thank you for watching, and see you next time.